clicked.
Because somebody muted it.
Because somebody wants me to have the mouse over here in my lap to handle things.
Hey, Greg, can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? You're not there.
Yeah.
How about now?
Yeah, I bet.
I'm be one of those ASMR people.
Right.
What is that thing? I don't even understand that.
I know it.
Why do people do that?
So to recap, Tenderloin got overcooked. His back hurts. 15,000 steps because of subbing yesterday. Going to take a nap today.
I told a really good Tenderloin story, and you missed the whole thing.
Was there a Kool and the Gang song, something about tenderloin?
It's tenderoni.
Tenderoni, that's right. Every time you say tenderloin, my brain goes to tenderoni.
Sweet little girl. Which is kind of.
How many of those songs could play today?
None. If we can't play "Baby It's Cold Outside" because clearly she's been given a roofie.
She's clearly being abused. Not to be dismissive of abuse issues, as some in our convention tend to be. Oh,
come on, man, we're not getting there today. I've worked too hard this week to have to think a whole lot.
So I sent you this article yesterday. All right, so I'm perusing through Facebook, and I see this article about transhumanism, and this is something coming out of Europe. There is some things going on. It always starts there, and then it rotates over here.
I would say something about Austin, but I don't want to offend anyone.
Austin is the new Europe, but anyway.
I mean, their motto is "Keep Austin weird." So,
what do you want from them?
That?
What do you want from them? So this whole idea of transhumanism is basically cyborg, half computer, half animate human being, animate being.
Let me read the opening of this article and tell you why I put it right back down. Let's see. If you're a fan of the Marvel Universe, you surely know Nebula. And I'm not a fan of the Marvel Universe, and I have no idea who Nebula is.
You know who the Borg is, though, from Star Trek?
No, I don't.
Oh, my gosh. Are you been living under a rock?
If it's not baseball, football, basketball.
That's true.
What other? Any softball?
$6 million man. You know $6 million man?
That was a long time ago.
But do you know $6 million man?
Yeah.
Basically same thing. Cyborg.
All right.
Putting
wasn't RoboCop a cyborg?
Yes.
Okay, if it would have said RoboCop, I would have read the whole article.
Yeah, but that's old. The new that they're trying to bring something into the new.
Well, it didn't work with the $6 million man. Why is it going to work now?
I know, but the idea is this individual, and apparently not the only one, has put up to 50 things, whether it's chips, antennae, or whatever, have installed these into their body, on their body, in their body, and believing something like Blade Runner-esque. And this one individual considers themselves, because you have to use the gender properly,
right?
Considers themselves already a cyborg. But the idea of transhumanism is this idea of combining the computer and the animate live portion of our bodies, much like a cyborg and robot human mixture of things. And so I just thought this is going to be a trending topic before long.
Here's my question before we get too deep into this.
Okay. I can't get too deep into the metaphysics of it, but
what benefits has she received because of these modifications, we'll call them?
Mods, yeah. Well, she now has a YouTube channel, and she's she's on the speaking circuit.
Anybody can get a YouTube channel. What are these 50 chips and circuits? And
I didn't read all the blogs. I'm just looking at the concept of transhumanism.
Can she leap tall buildings with a single bound?
She can pay at the pump with her hand and not with a credit card.
Yeah, well, I don't want to do that.
I know, right?
Because then what happens when somebody comes with a scanner and then suddenly
they own me.
Yeah. Beep, beep. Okay, I'll take all your money.
Right.
Can't protect that.
I mean,
is that really a necessity though? Is it that hard to take your wallet out and get your debit card out?
I agree.
How lazy is it?
Well, I'm trying not to use inflammatory terms.
I am. That's just weird. Okay.
It is weird. I will say that it is weird. It's strange. It's weird, and it's sci-fi ish very much. And it's just like,
Yeah, and I don't do sci-fi at all.
Did you ever watch Johnny Mnemonic?
No.
You didn't watch that either back in the day?
Is that a cartoon?
No, it was a movie.
No.
With Keanu Reeves, I believe.
No. I watched The Matrix.
Where they put a chip in his. It wasn't Keanu Reeves. It was the other guy. Anyway, they put a chip in his head, and it allowed him to do things. I don't know.
Yeah, that's my point. Besides waving your hand at the gas pump, what purpose does this all serve?
Well, in theory, you wouldn't have to carry a cell phone anymore. It would all just be integrated into your humanity. You wouldn't have to have a cell phone anymore.
That's not going to cause any problems.
Well, I'm not saying it's without problem. I just thinking through when this stuff hits our area in 5 to 10 years, because it will, then what should our Christian response be? What's the dad response?
Okay.
And what's our Christian response to this? I mean, is it ethically wrong? Is it morally wrong? Is it biblically wrong? Or is it just weird? There's a difference. I think there's a difference.
I'm going to lead off with the common sense method.
Okay.
Again, what purpose does it serve? That's my question. Does it have a purpose other than making your life a little bit easier?
Right.
If it's just so that I can just wave my hand at a pump and it goes, oh yeah, pump your gas, Mr. Warren.
But the billions of dollars that went into research for, antibiotics, probably somebody at the time thought that was stupid too. All the money and time.
It served a purpose though.
Well, this may serve a purpose we don't even understand yet.
Okay. Then if it does serve a purpose, then I'll have to have a different attitude.
Then you'll rethink it. But right now.
Not right now, it's just dumb. In my opinion.
Okay. All right. So a quarterback with a chip in his head that can see and understand the angles, the trajectory, and the speed of the football.
Unfair advantage. If you can't do it on your own ability, you shouldn't be able to do it.
Okay. But everybody has the option to have it.
Yeah. Well, then the game's going to be terrible. Oh, I know what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. Let me just step over here and intercept the ball. Let's just play a video game.
He's throwing enough interceptions on his own without having to have a chip.
Let's just play video games.
Well, and that's kind of
which I also don't like.
That's what it comes from.
I'm feeling like an old fogey.
And these kind of conversations reveal that in both me and you. That's what I'm wrestling with. Is like, okay, is it because I'm 50 and think it's stupid, or is there a biblical problem with it? Or is it, like I said, or is it just dumb? Or is this research and development in its early stages that we just may not understand because we don't understand it? I'm open to any of those because I don't know. But my heart tells me what you're saying out loud. This is just stupid.
I mean, it's funny that you're wearing TARDIS socks today.
Yeah.
That
Doctor Who.
Yeah. I mean, that's
sci-fi.
That's dumb. You can't go into a phone booth and have a whole world there.
Superman did.
He just changed clothes.
Yeah, but
and persona.
Glasses made all the difference.
I don't.
But for the same reason, is this an extension of the 26 gender types that are out there that Facebook recognizes now? Or I'm sorry, Meta.
I don't understand that either.
I mean, God created male and female. Is that, the fact that there are many more culturally recognized versions of that? Is transhumanism or cyborg-ish?
Let me ask you.
Is it just one more area of that?
Let me ask you a question on that. Is that worldwide, or is that just here in the United States?
It is in your first world countries.
Okay.
So the G7, the G20.
It's time to move. I'm gonna go back to an island somewhere and just be.
You know, it was in Europe before it was here. This is why I bring up transhumanism. It's in Europe. It's gonna get here.
I can't.
I just can't.
I don't want to laugh.
This
Then, gosh, who's online?
Okay, but here's the deal. As a youth minister for the next X years that God keeps you in this ministry, you're already dealing with the gender issues and the gender bending issues. This is another form of that. How do we respond to that to our kids without belittling them and demeaning them? How do we love them through this? Because that's ultimately what it is. How do I love them through it? How do we as the church love people through this mess that we could initially just say at the front end, okay, this is wrong, this is stupid, you're an idiot for believing this, come to Jesus. Well, they're not going to come to Jesus with that. But that's how the church is portrayed in communities across this country and world. This is how the Christian church is portrayed, as somebody who just says, you're dumb, you're stupid, Jesus is the answer. Well, all of those things may be true. Every one of those statements could be true. However, how do we win them to the gospel through how do we do that when that we believe this, but how do we do that? You know, I could easily jump over to Christian nationalism if you want to jump over on that bandwagon. It's the same thing in essence. How do we love people through that? And I think that we have to start with, I think if we start by recognizing, if we took a moment and thought, how did God view us prior to Christ? We're all lost without Christ. And I think sometimes we get into Christianity and we get into the church and we so separate ourselves from that which is going on around us. And we create this division and this wall of we're right, you're wrong, we're smart, you're stupid. So why don't you want Jesus? And like, because especially in this particular generational moment, well, it's like, if you're going to call me stupid, I don't want anything to do with you. Yeah. You can't recognize the strengths that I have. So in this moment of Left Anonym, who is the surname of this individual,
Left Anonym,
isn't that what was LEPHT, Left Anonym? Then do we recognize, hey, that was some ingenuity, that was creativity. It may be overboard, it may be weird, in the same instance that I don't need to see the buckets of excrement and have me told it's art either.
Yeah, it's not.
But to them it was. And so at what point where can we recognize a positive, build on that to build a relationship without immediately just saying this is...
Well, here's where I think we have failed. We've compromised the standard.
Okay.
As I'm in schools, subbing and seeing some things.
Sure. You've seen a lot of things in the last couple of days.
Our expectations are so low.
Yeah.
And the world around us still fails to meet them.
Right.
I mean, it's things as simple as, hey, you're at school, come into school, sit at your desk and do your work.
But I don't want to. Why? Why do I have who are you to tell me what to do?
And now I see that there's legislation coming out that they're just not going to force kids to go to school anymore.
Anarchy is upon us.
Right.
Which is what I've been saying for 15
when no one's
years.
In charge, everyone's in charge. And that's where we're at. Everyone's in charge.
Right. From the top down. From Washington down.
We don't have respect for authority. We don't have respect for positional authority. I was once told in the Navy, you don't have to respect the person, but you do need to respect the position.
And I totally agree with that. And if I could get the red Christians out there in our churches to say, you know what, you may not like who's sitting in the office, but I think for Christianity's sake and the gospel's sake, you have to at least respect the position. You may not like the person. Too bad. It's who's there. And according to the scripture, God allowed it to happen.
Right.
So there, maybe we need to start rethinking some things. Maybe, but yeah, you may not like the person, but you have to respect the position. I agree with that. You have to at least respect the position that's there. And
I don't want to get off on a political rant, but I don't think it's a political rant. I think it's a respect rant. The president of the United States should be called President whatever.
Right.
I can't stand when people just say Obama. He's President Obama.
Okay.
President Bush. President Trump.
Right.
President.
That's fair.
Respect
the position.
Mm-hmm. Instead of just saying, or just coming here, Summers, such an idiot sitting back in the big chair in the big office.
Oh, somebody said that in the last week, so I'm used to it by now.
Is it just Summers though?
Well, when they're that mad, yeah.
What day is today? Thursday.
Today's Thursday.
I'm subbing again tomorrow. I got roped into another subject tomorrow. One of the teachers, she taught 3 of our 4 boys. And so we've had that professional relationship.
Sure.
And she's like, Mr. Warren, can you take my class Friday? Because I really don't want them to put just some knucklehead in there. They need someone that's going to control them. And I think ultimately that's what.
But you don't have the authority necessarily to do that anyway.
But they listen to me.
Well, yeah, that's years of relationship.
Right. And, I force my will on them.
Yeah.
I guess, here's what we're doing and this is what we're going to do. And if you don't like it, you can go do what you're doing somewhere else, not here.
Go to the office.
Don't be disruptive. That's, if nothing else, don't be disruptive. Put your head down. I don't care if you sleep all day. If you don't care, I don't care, but I care about everybody else that does care.
Right.
So if you don't care, go to sleep.
Right.
Read a book, listen to your music. Watch another stupid YouTube video.
Just don't distract somebody else with what you're doing.
Somebody else from doing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, fogey. You know where that term came from?
No, I don't even know what that is.
An old fogey?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Fogey. F-O-G-Y.
Okay.
It was an incentive pay to sailors on sailing ships, like with actual sails, to reward their ongoing years. 4 ongoing years.
For
fogey. That's where it came from.
Look at you.
Little naval history. Thinking of naval history. December 7th, 1941, we just passed.
We did. 80 years. 80 years.
A lot of heroes came out of that generation.
Yes.
I had an uncle that landed on Normandy. He passed, I think, 3 or 4 years ago. A lot of those old guys don't want to talk about what they saw.
They don't. I've pastored many of them early on.
Because they saw some things at 18, 19 years old that
you
should never have to see in a lifetime.
I did a sermon series 12 years ago or so. And it was on spiritual battle. And I interviewed a lot of veterans for that as kind of the intro videos for the sermon and asking them different questions. And
it was called, it was the Warrior series, wasn't it?
Not here. I
did one here too.
I know. I did one here too. But the one here didn't have any.
That was a little different.
And it was Vietnam. I didn't have World War II vets here, but I did at the one I did before.
I would like to see those videos.
And it was interesting because we had to edit through some things because they got fidgety right quick. They don't want to talk about it. They didn't want to talk about it. They never have wanted to talk about it. And I got them to talk about it a little, and it was uncomfortable for them, but that's the nature of war. War is uncomfortable.
It is.
And if we want Christianity to be comfortable, then we've lost the war already.
And that'll preach.
So, but yep.
I'm not a cyborg fan.
No, I do think it's. I can't help but think it's weird. I'm not sure. I'm not sure the ethics of it all. I'm not sure the bioethics of it all. I'm not sure that there's a bioethic out there that says it's right or wrong. It's just different, and is different wrong or is different weird, and that's, I don't know. I'm not going to,
It depends on where your different leads you.
I don't care to do it. I don't care to do that to my body, but is it wrong? Is it wrong that they do it to theirs? I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those things that I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm with you. Look at the feasibility of all. What value is there in doing it other than you can say you did it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it just doesn't make sense to me. Again,
right.
Maybe it's because I'm pushing 50 and
yeah. One of the things she did was she implanted a USB drive in her arm so that she could just plug into it and have it store right there in her arm. Lasted about 6 months and her arm swole up. And
imagine that.
Had to get it removed. Now there's nerve damage in that arm.
You put a foreign body into you.
Right.
What's your body going to do? It's going to attack it.
I don't think the human body is designed to have that level of robotics integrated into it. I don't know that it's feasible. I don't know that we're prepared for that.
What's hard about carrying a thumb drive in your pocket? Put it on your keys.
Because I think what happens is when you're chasing cool.
Yeah.
This is an end result.
Thing.
This is the absurdity of chasing the cool, chasing the awesome, chasing the fame. These are some of the things that happen when you go too far, trying to make a name for yourself. These are some of the things that you end up doing.
And thumb drives go bad so often.
I know. So
I don't get it. I do get. I get to go shopping today to serve 1,200 pancakes this weekend.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Got.
I'm just thinking about, and as I was in the kitchen last night, I see all these griddles and hot plates.
Yep.
And
getting set up.
There's going to be a slew of pancake flipping here Saturday morning.
That's right. I got 10.
And then he sent out a list yesterday. It had probably 55 people on it.
It did. It's awesome. So spread out to all kinds of different places and spaces that we need.
And that doesn't count the kids that are going to be here for.
Yep. Thankful for NHS and other sports teams that are providing some volunteer hours for us. Thank you. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Should be good. It will be good. That should be good. It will be.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Will be good.
On the other side of the door over there, I hear the packing up of the gift bags that every child gets. So our childhood ministry department is stuffing bags this morning. So we're ready, man. We're ready. Yeah. Saturday's a killer. I'm up here all morning. Well, Friday night I'll be at the high school setting up for our big fundraising banquet for choir. Friday night set up. Then I'm here all morning into the afternoon. Then I go back to the high school for the evening actual event.
Yeah, no big deal. Who needs rest? Who needs rest?
Sleep when you die. Is that what? That's what. That's what somebody said. Sleep when you die.
Yeah.
Actually, the people that I'm thinking about said no sleep till Brooklyn, but that's a whole nother deal. No sleep till Brooklyn. It's a shout out to the Beastie Boys right there.
All right. We're getting nowhere fast. And I have so much to do today.
Hey, good to see you guys.
Sorry we only gave you 30 minutes today, but 27 minutes.
That's all right. That's all right.
We'll try to do
it
better
was
next time.
solid, man. It was solid.